Hi, I'm Alex Belinsky, and I'm really excited to share some crazy and spiritual and funny stories from the South Africa Cape Town mission. I hope you enjoy. Learn more. My companion and I were held at gunpoint at an attempted car hijacking, but they ended up taking our clothes and left the car. Mike. Once my companion decided to save the neighborhood by beating to death a cobra that we ran over with our bikes on the road. Luckily, someone came out of his house and saved us with a shovel. I was almost run over by a lady driving a car as she shouted at us to never come back to her family's house. Darren. Drove a man back home into a black area. As we arrived, a crazed man came running toward the car, but he was tackled before he got to us. Darren. My companion and I were asked to visit one of the senior dominees, Dutch Reformed minister, of the Mother Church in Paarl. When we got there, he refused us entrance and physically attacked my companion. My companion wanted to lay charges, but the mission president, Elder J. Richard Clark, advised him to let it be. Justin. The race from PE to East London after zone conference. A bit unnerving, ... Kyle. A lady stabbed her husband right before we got there, and her daughter was mopping up a big pool of blood. Will. Trying to get a picture of a bull elephant. He had his head down in some brush, so I tossed a rock in his direction. Learn more. I served in a rural area, so getting rides in donkey-drawn carts. That's awesome. Mike. Not really funny, but awesome, was judging a black choir competition in Durban Harbor. Most awesome singing ever, but we were escorted out under security because many of the crowd of over 1,000 was unhappy with our decision. Darren. My companion was riding with no hands when suddenly the brake handle just fell off the bike. He reached forward to grab it, but it fell down and went into the spikes. It came around and hit the fork, causing the entire bike to flip and putting him on the pavement. We were on our way to an appointment, so we kept going and he cleaned up when we got there. He was okay. He was more concerned about his suit. Darren. We knocked on the door and this rather large lady meant to ask if we were from the Watchtowers, Jehovah's Witnesses, but instead she asked us very seriously, "Are you from the Weight Watchers?" We had to stop tracting for a while after that to compose ourselves. Justin. A fun experience was a group of us playing the South African All-Star baseball team and beating them 28-0. I umpired the game. Chris Pearson threw a no-hitter. Kyle. A Bible-toting man tried to cast my companion and me out of a train station because we were evil demons. Will. Tropical storm hurricane of 87 or early 88 when I served in Amanzimtoti. Tried to get out of the car. The wind was blowing so hard it blew the door open and bent the hinges. Blew my umbrella inside out, etc., etc. Learn more. The greatest was watching the gospel in action as you meet a person who had limited knowledge of the gospel, but they grow to be better people as they apply the principles, and meeting most of them at the temple after my mission. That's awesome. Mike. So many, but performing a baptism of a Jewish family in a pond at the base of Table Mountain was definitely a high point of my mission and my life. Darren. The most spiritual experience was at the baptism of a colored family in Paarl. At that time, there was still heavy opposition to non-whites in South Africa, being at the height of the apartheid. This particular baptism reunited both communities in Paarl for that short time and was enjoyed by all. Justin. Many. The baptism of the Beavis family is certainly a highlight. Kyle. We taught and baptized a great family in Durban, and the dad was against it at first, but he picked up a Book of Mormon and began reading it one night, and was so touched he wanted us to teach him all the lessons in one night. Well, I hope you enjoyed some of those stories from the South Africa Cape Town mission. If you served in the mission and you're willing to help out, we'd love for you to fill out a survey about your mission. If you go to preparetoserve.com/survey, there's a Google form there that you can complete. And then we can post your results, your survey on the Cape Town mission page on preparetoserve.com. If you're willing to be video interviewed about your mission in Utah sometime, feel free to message us. We'd love to interview you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.